GG. Hello everyone. Welcome in. This is gonna be so awkward because I haven't done this in so long. I'm like trying to remember how to talk to people. But hello everyone and welcome to episode 8 of GGReemie. I forgot what the title was. Life and Times of an Introvert. Welcome in. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday. This is my first time ever doing a live episode of my podcast and my first podcast back in like months. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm gonna ramble for a little bit because I have to get used to talking again. But thank you guys for sticking it out with me and hanging out. Like I said, it's been some months and a lot has happened. If I'm not mistaken, the last time I did a podcast episode was like in March. I'm sorry. I have like a few little, like, I don't know what to call them, like tidbits of things that I want to discuss for this podcast episode. And for the people listening or the people that might miss it later on, I will be uploading this to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. So even if you missed the live, you can always listen back to it. It's perfectly fine. But yeah, episode 8, Life in Times of an Introvert. I'm going to start off with where have I been? So I had to take some time off from the podcast specifically because mental health reasons. If you guys don't know, I'm pretty sure you don't know, March is a very trying time for me mentally because it is around the time where my mom passed away. She passed away at the end of March in 2021. So that has always been like a really sad and somber moment for me. Me and my mother were really close, and it kind of just, I don't know, something about March, like the end of March, just does not rock with me. So I was in a really bad mental state with that. And then I was just like, you're gonna hear this a lot through this podcast episode, but I was just in my head a lot. I don't know how to explain it other than I was in my head a lot. When I'm sad or depressed about just like anything, I start doubting myself, and it like slows down the progression of like literally everything. I also think I stopped streaming on Twitch around that time. So, well, not around that time because I did do some streams here and there, but like I'm pretty sure the streams around March, April area were not that great. And then around like May, I went to DreamCon. That was fun, kind of. It was fun, but it was also kind of like, I think the biggest part of why I just like stopped doing a lot of content creation altogether was like stemming around DreamCon. Like DreamCon itself wasn't a bad experience. It's just, again, me and like my personal feelings and just like, I don't know. I am my worst enemy when it comes to like goals and anything that I want to reach. So let me just go ahead and get into like DreamCon. It was fun. Like I said, I went with some of my friends. It was my first time like cosplaying at a convention, so it was really cool. I should have like had some photos prepared for you guys that are watching visually. I dressed up as Sylveon. I dressed up as Shinobu from Demon Slayer, and then I did a cosplay with my friends for Big Mom Pirates from One Piece. So I was Charlotte Galetti. It was really cool. It was my first time trying to like actually stitch something together. It wasn't the best. I will say that. Now when I like look back at the pictures, I was like, ooh. But I feel like I'm gonna repurpose that cape that I used, and I want to do a Mojo Jojo cosplay. I want to do a Mojo Jojo cosplay because I feel like the cape is purple. If you guys don't know who Charlotte Galletti um, is like furry and stuff, and I think it would really be funny. And the next convention that I go to is definitely going to have something to do with that. But moving on to like what parts of DreamCon like kind of led me to stop being like a content creator for a little bit. This has, okay, I have to say this in a way that it's like doesn't sound like I'm blaming anybody, because it literally has nothing to do with anybody but myself. I got a lot of like fun opportunities to where I was able to I put myself on like a list for like the YouTube creators, and then I went to like a little like Twitch brunch and stuff like that. And they were on the inside looking out, they were like amazing. And it was a it would have been like a great opportunity to like network and stuff. But I don't know what it was about being in that space. I kind of felt like I wasn't worthy of being there, if that makes any sense. I think I had like a little bit of imposter syndrome, because I felt like I was looking at all these other creators. Some of them knew each other, some of them didn't. And I kind of felt like I wasn't a big enough creator to be in those spaces. So it started making me doubt myself. Like the people there were so nice. They like tried to talk to me, and I tried to talk back to them. But on the inside, my hands were shaking. And on the inside, I kind of just felt like, what am I doing here? Who do I think I am to be able to be in these spaces where I can talk to these people, get to know these people, all of this stuff. And I kind of just felt like I wasn't worthy enough to be there. When I got home, I kind of just like had a lot of regret in that aspect. And also like I did see like a lot of creators that I was a fan of, and I didn't know how to like approach them. I didn't know whether to approach them as a fan or approach them as a creator. One of my friends was like, why didn't you just do both? And I was like, my brain could not process the fact that I could do both. To be like, hey, I really enjoy your content. I'm also a content creator and blah, 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 blah. It would have been a great time to like advertise the podcast and try and get some people on the podcast. But I even made business cards. I don't think I have one right here, but next time I'll show you guys. I even made business cards because I was gonna be like, oh yeah, pass these out. Let me pass these out. Hey, I like you. You want to be on the show? You want to be on the show? So I kind of just like, I don't know. I got into my head entirely too much. Plus, I feel like it was the first time that I had been at a convention, especially a convention of that size. It was my first time being in Houston, my first time at DreamCon, my first time doing anything in like a creator aspect that wasn't like me just doing like a collab with somebody or a sponsored stream or something like that. It's my first time being around so many people at one time. I also feel like I got a little bit overwhelmed. So like being around that many people and like trying to talk to people is scary as hell. Which is why I seem like that I would be a yapper IRL, but it's only when I'm like extremely comfortable with people that I let my true form show. So being around a bunch of strangers, it was kind of scary. But was a learning experience. And I learned that one, I was allowed to be in those spaces, so I should take those opportunities and enjoy being in those spaces. It doesn't matter how big of a following I have or how big of a platform or anything like that. I'm allowed to be in those spaces because I work to be in those spaces because of my platform on YouTube and doing all my reactions and stuff like that. They let me be there. I have to start giving myself credit for the things that I have done with my channels and just like appreciate and celebrate myself a lot more than what I have been doing. So getting into the latter half of the year, I'm definitely going to focus on taking up more space. Another problem is, like, especially for the podcast, I always feel like when I'm sending out emails asking for people to be on the podcast that I'm like bothering them. But it's kind of the whole point of a podcast. Like, you want these people to be on your podcast, so you're gonna have to ask them to be there. And you can't be like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't want to like bother you, but do you want to do this? No, you have to take up the space. The saying goes, if you want something, you have to ask for it. And if they say no, then they say no. If you don't get an answer back, that's fine. You got to keep asking people if you want to see results. So I have to keep that in my brain. I have to constantly look at my vision board, which you guys can't see, but I think I've mentioned it before on the podcast. I have like a vision board for like the next 5 years of what I want to happen. So in order to get that going, I'm going to have to stop being afraid of taking up space. I have to stop feeling like I'm a nuisance or bother, or that people are gonna get tired of me because I'm asking for favors or I'm asking them to be on the podcast. I feel like I said so much in such a short amount of time. Like I said, I have like little bullet points that I'm like trying to go through in order to get you guys to like know what's been going on with me for like the past, for the podcast, 5 months for the podcast, and then like 2 to 3 months for like streaming and content creation stuff. Moving on to a bit of another reason why I haven't been like doing anything content creator wise. I had another death in my family. My it's I don't know what it is about like deaths in the family that just like derails everything. And again, it was somebody that was really close to me, so it just like my brain just like shut down. And I guess I could have started up doing, I did have plans to start back streaming, but for me, I felt like, yeah, I could be doing that, but I feel like it would have been disingenuous to myself to try and like go on a Twitch stream and pretend like I'm all like fine and dandy and like play games when all I wanted to do was like sit in the dark and not talk for hours and hours. So that is another reason why things got derailed, because I think my plan was to come back in June, and then he passed away in June, and then I was just like, I can't do this right now. I'm gonna try and learn to not take such a big break. Like, I understand, like I'm saying like a lot because I'm nervous. I have to understand that yes, deaths in the families are gonna like mess you up, but I have to like not make it derail me so much, if that makes sense. But I'm here now. I am going to be working really hard to make GGReemie the thing that I have, like, I'm envisioning in my head, because I'm seeing so many things that I want to do with this podcast and with this show, because it's not just going to be a podcast. I do also want to have like videos where I'm like gaming with other people, but like asking them questions while we're gaming. So I want that as well. It's gonna be fun. I can see it in my head. I just have to figure out what games, like multiplayer games, that I want to play. Yes, I want to have like the interview aspect of it, but I also want to have a gaming aspect of it, especially if it's like a streamer or if it's like somebody that I know is like really heavy into gaming. I would love to game with them on the channel. So that's it's gonna be so good. I can't wait. What is next for GGReemie? I would like this channel, like I said, I want to do more interviews for sure. I'm reaching out to a couple of people right now to see if they want to do some. And there's a couple of different like videos that I want to make. One is with the first interviewee that I did, Daximus. I told him that I want to learn how to play League of Legends. So I think it'll be hilarious for him to teach me how to play League of Legends. I gotta reach out to him to like see if he wants to do that. And then I want to like get a bunch of creators together and play Peak. I think that would be really funny. And just a bunch of other multiplayer games that I've been wanting to try that I haven't had anyone else to try it with. I feel like that'll be so much fun. I want to do more in-person interviews, so I'm gonna start preparing for that. Get like a mic, which means I'm gonna have to kind of like do like more exposure, like going out in public, going to conventions, being like, so blah 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 blah. I think that'll be really fun, and less scary. I don't know. And even if it's scary, I'm gonna try and do it because I can't give up on myself. I refuse to. And yeah, I want to reach out to bigger people in the community. Like even if I'm like these people are never gonna talk to me or reach back out, I don't care. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna continuously try and send out like a couple of emails here and there just to see if like people are interested in showing up showing up and being interviewed by me. So I think it would be really fun to have like a big group of people and try to like figure out how to do it with that. So I'm gonna work on doing that. I also would love to do an episode of GGReemie where again it's like 3 to 4 people, and I just want to talk about like mental health and like the streaming community and how that looks, or content creation as well, because I feel like it's not talked about enough, or if it is, people always feel like, oh, you don't really have to do this, you can do other jobs, whatever. But I think it's really important to like talk about mental health, especially in fields like this where it always feels like you're kind of like by yourself. I want to do mental health in the content creation world, like a round table. So I'm gonna first figure out the questions I would like to ask people, and then I'm gonna like start reaching out to people to see if they want to be on the podcast. So you might see some familiar faces every now and again for that. I also want to reach out to, I don't know, I gotta find a friend because I want to learn about Dungeons and Dragons also. So that's another like, not necessarily1podcast episode, but like a video episode that I would love to do for GGReemie. I don't know, I'm excited. I have all these plans and I'm going to take them out of my brain eventually. They don't all have to be this year. Some can be next year, but in the near future, I'm gonna take the stuff out of my brain and I'm gonna make it happen. I gotta get it done. So no more imposter syndrome. No more feeling like I am not where I'm supposed to be. I'm going to take up space. I'm not going to be afraid to take up space. I'm not going to feel like I am bothering people, what have you. Go big or go home. It doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, this wasn't gonna be like a super duper long live. I just wanted to try my hand at streaming again, and I figured GGReemie's, it's not as big right now, so it'd be like the perfect time to, one, practice my streaming talking skills, and two, just like catch up with you guys, get to know you guys again, and for you guys to like get little tidbits of me and how I've been feeling, what I've been doing. I'm definitely going to start streaming on Twitch again in the near future. I don't know when. I don't know what I'm going to be playing, but I will be on Twitch again. Also, October's coming up. My birthday is next Sunday. If you're watching this, September 14th. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, I'm looking to the future, and the future is seeming very bright for me. So I am gonna leave this here for you guys. Thank you so much for everyone who popped in to check out the episode. Like I said, it will be on all the streaming services. I'm gonna edit it out a little bit. This was never supposed to be like super duper long, so I'm gonna edit out all the like random yapping points, and I'm gonna upload it to Spotify and Apple Podcasts. In the future, I feel like it'd be really fun to do more live episodes, like tapings. I think that'd be so much fun. So maybe in the future, I'll have some of my guests on here for a live episode. So here is to the future. Thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with me. Make sure you, if you haven't already, check out GGReemie on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, wherever your podcasting world takes you. Also, I have a website called GGReemie if you guys ever want to check that out. I do like blog posts over there as well. Follow all the social medias. All of them are GGReemie except for Twitter. It's underscore GGReemie because I messed that up. So I couldn't fix it. But again, thank you guys so much for being here. And as we always do on GGReemie, we're gonna leave with a big GG. So GG's to you guys. Thank you so much for letting me yap to you guys, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Hey, GG.